Sandra Gill. As I tell people all the time, I represent the streets. I went to the suites, but I'm back at the streets. I don't play no games when it comes to our young people. Streets, suites, and streets. I don't play. I don't play. Yes, I am the Chief Executive Officer of Black Academically Speaking. What is Black Academically Speaking? I'm so glad you asked. It's the word that I made up. Why? Because I believe that it is time to shift the paradigm with our kids. Ain't nothing that our children can't be. We just got to be responsible for letting them see what they need to be. So yes, I have my bachelor's in sociology. I have a master's in educational policy studies, and I have a PhD in educational policy studies. But as I travel the country, I tell everybody I got 3 degrees because I'm about to give racism, poverty, and violence the 3rd degree. That's what my 3 degrees are for. Black Academically Speaking is a healthy alternative. I believe that if you really want your kids and our children to pull their pants up, you can't just tell them that. Show them how to think and they'll pull their own pants up. Tell them who they really are, and they'll pull their own pants up. So what I do throughout the country is I tell people all the time, okay, see, I'm not going to stop you from listening to Nicki Minaj, but I'm introduce you to Nikki Giovanni and let you choose. I want to ask you a philosophical question, if I can get empirical for a second. Tell me how we've gone from Booker T and W.E.B. to Meek Mills and Jay-Z. Let me rewind that for you. Z to the J, but don't nobody know Claude McKay. Claude McKay, who said, if we must die, let us die nobly. Here we are killing each other for no reason. I'm just trying to give you a precursor to massage you, to take you where I'm about to take you. How did we get here? How did we get here? So you've got to come and do what I do in 20 minutes flat. I got you, Pastor. I'm watching that clock. I'm watching it. How did we get here? Claude McKay said, if we must die, let us die nobly. Rosa parked herself on that bus to live. Dr. King went to college at 15 and we dropping out at 15? No. Dr. King went to jail for us and we go to jail for nothing? Where they do? Where they do that at? Where they do that? I tell people, if you plant seeds for apples, you get apples. You plant them for grapes, you get grapes. We were planted in greatness while we look so weak. Here to talk. See, I'm from the old school, but I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm from the old school. My mama and daddy, and my mama get mad when I say this, but I say this almost every time I speak. She missed the memo on don't beat your kids. I swear that went past my house down. That didn't make it past her. I tell people all the time, for real, I don't know nothing about no DCFS. Because I knew HOMELESS. Call them if you want to. Try it. I'm from the old school. My people, we living in some critical times. And people don't understand, for my generation born anywhere in the 70s and 80s, it's critical out here. Never before have we seen a president so disrespected. Never before. Never before. Never before. Never before have we seen a brother so disrespected in the name of a post-racial society. Post-racial society. See, the problem is we let everybody tell us what our story is, and we don't tell our story. What's our story? I'm so glad you asked. Let me take you to class in church. I'm an educator by trade, so I teach, speak, and preach. Bear with me for a second. I am simply saying it's 150 years, January of 2013, as we embark on the 150-year anniversary for the Emancipation Proclamation. 150 years. But it's something very serious about the idea of leaving slavery. But here I come down your street, but not letting slavery leave you. I'm coming down. See, because Black Academically Speaking is predicated off the fact that we got to learn how to critically think about our stuff. Young people, I'm coming to you in a second. I just got to talk to the parents for a second. Because there are no young people without parents. The problem of the day, parents got a parent. They got a parent. They got a parent. Back to my mama, don't have them if you can't raise them. Mom, I'm telling on you today. Dred Scott decision said, black folks have no rights that I have bound to respect. I want to give the young people a history lesson, see, because you better know where you come from. Y'all want to know why kids don't know where they're going? They don't know where they're from. 1860, 350 years, Dred Scott decision, then we go on over to the Harlem Reconstruction era, and then we go to the Negro Baseball League. When you think about the greatness of who we have always been, we don't need February to celebrate that. We need every day of the year to celebrate the goodness of African Americans. I don't see Jiffy with a shout out to George Washington Carver. George Washington Carver took a soybean, a sweet potato, and a peanut. 3 things and made 400 things, and we got 400 things and can't make 3. Y'all better, I'm trying to warm you up. I'm trying to, hey, okay, stay focused. Okay, here I come, I'm staying focused. I get excited when I talk about the backs that I'm on. When we think about what's really happening in society today, when we think about our illustrious teachers who stood their ground just 2 weeks ago, because there's a war on the minds and in the minds of our children right now today. We better know the bigger picture. You ain't got to take sides. Don't get it twisted. We on one side, educating our kids. And if you ain't about educating our kids, you better move out the way. See, because right now there's a war for our kids' minds. We are the only people in the history of America that will let everybody teach our kids. Everybody. Everybody. That strike was about public school education that's at risk right now. See, 10 years ago, they labeled our kids at risk. Now they saying public school education is at risk. $100 billion, hundreds of billion dollar institution. See, they got a price tag on our kids. It's so deep, though, because it's not just about the strike. Because once you get past that, we got to get into the pedagogical approaches in the curriculum that show them that they still not learning who they are anyway. They still ain't learning who they are. So we've gone from the plantation, and somehow the plantation never left. Turn your Bible to Joshua chapter 4. Chapter 4, Joshua. Just want to share something with you. Verse 21. Then Joshua said to the Israelites, in the future, your children will ask. This is one of my favorite scriptures. I preached the 12-week revival on this last year. It's important to the heart of Black academically speaking because the children would ask, what do these stones mean? You can tell them this is where the Israelites crossed the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the river right before your eyes, and he kept it dry until you were all across. If I had a moment, I would pause and talk about how some of y'all would have just let your friends over and then would have left some other people back, but we're going to stay focused. Just as he did at the Red Sea. Pastor, pray for me. When he dried it up until we had all crossed over, he did this so all the nations of the earth might know that the Lord's hand is powerful, and so you might fear the Lord your God forever. I wish to complete what I've started right now under the umbrella of this topic. Champions break chains. Don't just let my people go. Let my people know. To my young people, in the essence of time, maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll dip back over to Christ Universal Temple. Last time I was up here, I was in the National Honor Society graduating from Limblom Technical High School. Gotta love this building. Gotta love the building. And everything up in it. Champions Break Chains was born out of my reality of being choked by a police officer 10 years ago this year. While in graduate school at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, a 6'4" cop off duty claimed that I choked him. It's in the book, shameless plug. If you want it, you get the story there. But it's interesting because I was a substitute teacher in the very district. I was at a high school basketball game that Friday night, mentoring students, keeping them out of trouble, and all of a sudden the system said that I was the problem. Interestingly enough, 19 months later, when I refused a plea bargain, I was convicted class 3 felon, aggravated battery. This cop said that I choked him and he was afraid of his life. Tell the story. He is now married to the DA down in Urbana. Tell the story. See, when you send your kids away to college, there's a group of people that don't really want them there. You better know, in the name of post-racial, Champions Break Chains was born out of the reality of there's nothing that can't stop us. They arrested me, but they couldn't arrest the God that gave me life. They convicted me, but they couldn't deal with the real conviction that got me standing here today.